How does it feel to be on the receiving end of someone that you feel like is just using you to get your performance? Welcome to the EQ for Entrepreneurs podcast. Like most business owners, you already know you need good business and marketing strategies to scale and be profitable. But at some point, you've hit the dreaded wall where you feel stuck and frustrated. EQ for Entrepreneurs is for business owners and leaders who are honest enough to admit that they just might be the ones holding their business back and are brave enough to change that.
We're Noble and Kathy, and every week we're having candid conversations about all things emotional intelligence and how growing that has allowed us to get out of our own way and is radically transforming both our businesses and our personal lives. This is the secret sauce strategy for modern entrepreneurs who are tired of hustling without seeing results and want to grow a business and a life that they love.
Entrepreneurs, leaders, and influencers, excited to talk to you guys about today's episode. It's kind of an extension from the last episode on the relationship between performance and connection and or relationship, because there is one. And what we talked about that last episode was kind of doing, number one, defining what does a healthy this is another way to ask it. I did not ask this the last episode, but this is a great way to ask it. What type of relationship? This is a money question, y'all. Man, this is worth the whole episode right here. What type of relationship would bring out, or not even would bring out, what type of relationship brings out the best optimal performance for you? What type of relationship with somebody else brings out the best in you, the most optimal performance for you, maximizes your performance? What type of relationship? How close? How tight? How not close? How not tight is that relationship? What are the dynamics? What are the qualities and characteristics of that relationship that brings out the best in you, that maximizes your performance, your productivity, your behavior? That's a huge question. Now, the one thing that I wanted to share in today's episode that I did not cover in the last episode was a massive point that I did not bring up, but is absolutely critical to cover and discuss when talking about and bringing up the point of being more intentional in our relationships to help improve performance, your own performance and others' performance, that of the people that you influence as well. And that is motive and intent. Here's what is not recommended. What's not recommended is, okay, I want to maximize the performance of everyone around me, so I am going to pretend like I actually care about them. and I laugh. There are a number of people that I know that do that. They could give a rat's rear end about their employees, about the people in their company, about the people in their organization. They want minions and they want performance. They want output. They want productivity. They want results. But they really could care less about the people that are working for them or are working with them. They could actually care less. So motive matters. Motive matters. Intent matters. How do you, and again, I love bringing things to your kitchen here. How does it make you feel when you feel like someone is just checking the boxes? They actually don't care how you're really doing, but they read off of their little script, okay, I'm supposed to ask Noble how he's doing, so Noble, how are you doing? And they don't even listen to the response. They just, okay, next question. Noble, how is your family? They don't listen for the answer. They just move on, right? Because I'm sure you guys have been on the receiving end of someone like that, of a manipulator, of a controller. And how does it feel? How does it feel to be on the receiving end of someone that you feel like is just using you to get your performance? I know for me, and again, the last episode I told you my METO, my mission essential task list, or my work ethic principle is like, okay, I'm working for the Lord and not for men, and that regardless of how I'm treated, I'm going to give 110%. But I will tell you, when I feel like a minion and someone is just trying to use me, I absolutely do not feel like giving my all. And I'm sure it impacts my performance, whether I'm aware of it or not. And so you got it. So listen, motive matters, intent matters. Check your heart before you do an analysis of the relationships you want to be more intentional about to improve performance or to improve output, to improve productivity. Check your heart and make sure that your motives are right. You want to make sure that you genuinely care about them as people. And in addition to, obviously, if you're a leader and you're an influencer, obviously you want positive outcomes. You want successful results. You want maximized performance and optimized performance. Of course, make sure you check in with your heart and that you really are intentional at genuinely caring about who it is that you are checking in with, that you are developing and deepening a relationship with. And for those of you who have not heard the downsides or the dark sides of emotional intelligence, I would recommend checking that out. It's in the 30s. It's like 29, 31, and 33, or 31, 33, 35, something like that. Episodes in our podcast. Kathy did 3 episodes on the dark side of emotional intelligence, because again, there are people that learn emotional intelligence with the intent and motive to be a better controller and manipulator of people, which which I didn't used to be able to recognize that stuff. I did not recognize early on controllers and manipulators, because I naturally love and believe and trust everyone, that everyone has great and pure and good motives. Well, after my own intentional emotional growth journey, I came to realize that, wow, not everyone has the best motives or has the other person's best interest in mind. And so anyway, I just wanted to make that massive point that motive matters and intent matters, and just do a heart check before, again, you start to becoming more intentional at deepening relationships with those around you, those at work, those in your business, that kind of thing. Make sure that your heart is right, and that, yes, it's okay to want better performance and maximize performance. That's totally fine. But in addition to that, alongside that, make sure that you also care about them as people, as human beings. For me, as a Christian, as God's child, that we all have unique value. We all have gifts and talents and abilities, and to desire the best for them, you want the best performance for them. But because you also desire them, and you value them as people and as human beings, and not just for their output and results and performance. So I just thought that was a major point that I did not want to forget, that I did forget the last episode. So I wanted to make sure that I covered it in today's episode. And again, if you would like a scientific assessment on like a before photo of, or a current photo of your emotional intelligence, you can check out eqforentrepreneurs.com/training. And then if you would like, some information on our next upcoming course, our 8-week course on emotional intelligence, go check out eqforentrepreneurs.com/EQA. Remember, emotionally healthy people help heal other people emotionally, and unaddressed emotional issues do not get better over time. They actually compound.